So originally I wanted to stop at 9 chapters, and now I just completed the 11th chapter. I added customer stories after product stories. I feel like it needed more, more of that, specifically how the product was later used or applied, kind of reimagined or imagined, what the customer response would be or how it's going to be applied. And now the last chapter, which is kind of familiar, um, it's sort of touch on chapter 8, the proteins list, but then that was more focus, the one that was asking for like funding, um, but that one was more focused on the scores, like the valuation, attach, rescores based on the project multipliers. So it did not have this list, and I think that it's actually important to make it its own chapter, because right now there's 97 unique proteins, but that's only for 7 projects. I haven't actually completed the whole 40 projects, so it could be more. And so in chapter 8, it was focused on the environment discourse, and it doesn't actually have like the list on like which project this protein is actually present. And it's not just the which project that it was present in the top 40, but also the top 10, which is like the top choice by ChatGPT. And then it also have the scores for each. um so, and there's actually, in that it's expected there's just one presence per project. It should be just one, because it's supposed to not be a duplicate. Like in the top 40 and the top 10, there shouldn't be a duplicate protein, so it should just be one. So we can also detect errors in that list. If it starts to show like there's actually two, it shouldn't be. There should only just be one per list. And so there's also just one score. So what you're seeing there is the score. It's new score in each project. And this is a list that I think you wanted to separate. You wanted, perhaps you can use that by stacking on the protein vials in which is most popular or is actually used in a variety of projects, and most especially if it's also a top choice in those projects. So that's kind of one usage. Like if you need to only focus your efforts on the most, the proteins that is the most utilized, then maybe you can pick, because it is also very expensive, sort of 1,000. It depends, I guess, if you're a large corporation, but it's $1,000 dollars per vial. So if you're like a small or individual person, you might want to actually just focus on the project, in the proteins, on ordering proteins that is the most popular. So that's one way of how this list could be useful. So